That is hardcore.
This is hardcore shit.
But for me, it's harder and harder to resist.
Welcome to Hardcore Horror with Mike and Brigitte. I am Mike. Brigitte, what's going on?
Hey, Mike, what's up?
Another 2 week.
Another 2
span.
weeks. That's
Yes.
right.
What's been happening in the horror world?
Horror world, man. I've watched some new movies. I'm getting all pumped up. We've got a booth at the Full Moon Tattoo and Horror Festival, April 7th to the 9th, next weekend. Hey,
This is in Nashville, right?
in Nashville, yeah. If anybody is in Nashville, come check us out. Stop by my booth. It's Three-Legged Circus Oddities. Stop by, say hello. I'll tell you what, if anyone comes by my booth and kind of whispers to me, "Hardcore Horror with Mike and Brigitte," I might have a little goodie bag for you. So
That's cool.
please stop by and introduce yourself. I would love to meet you guys in person.
That's really cool. Yeah, hardcore. Yeah, whisper.
Whisper. That's right.
That's awesome. The Full Moon Tattoo Festival thing down there. It's been going on for years and years and years. I don't know exactly how long it's been going on, but it really is a staple in the sort of Tennessee community there. I do think that's one of the first, if not the first, horror convention I ever went to. And so it's been going on for so long, and I think I can only imagine how much connections and stuff he's made, and how much he's connected the community of horror, within the region. So it's a very cool little festival. So if anybody's not gone, you really should go down and check it out. Right?
Yes, for sure. It's funny you say that. That was actually also my first horror convention that I ever went to, but I am local in Nashville, so
right.
But it's one of the better horror conventions I've been to. There's always some amazing horror icon celebrities there, the booths, the vendors. It's really fun. If you're into tattoos, they have an entirely different section where they do nothing but tattoos. You can walk around, see people getting tatted up. So it's got a little bit of everything for everyone, and it's an awkward weekend that it's on Easter weekend, but hey, I do think it's better that they have it in the springtime. I remember a few years ago they had it in October, but you have so many other things happening in the month of October. So I think this is perfect. Right. Let's keep horror all year long.
Yeah, it is cool that, even in Tennessee itself, there are quite a few conventions now popping up where you can kind of just go once every couple months or something to a different convention. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah. And they're, what's crazy is like us being in Tennessee. I don't know. We're in completely different locations. You're about two and a half hours from me. But Tennessee is getting a lot better with the horror conventions. I have another convention that I'm going to be working May the 6th. I'll have a booth there. This is Lady Fright Imperium halfway to Halloween in Manchester, Tennessee. So that one's on May the 6th. We've got a booth there. It's gonna be fun. They're gonna have a hearse parade almost. So that's how I got invited to the damn thing. We have a hearse, so so we're gonna decorate that out, and it should be really fun. This one's different. I've never worked this convention before, but I think this is the second year they've had it, so this will be fun. So that one's May the 6th, Manchester, Tennessee, Lady Fright Imperium, halfway to Halloween. So we got a couple things going on.
Very cool. All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, as far as horror movies and stuff, there's a lot of horror movies and stuff coming out still. Evil Dead, the new one, the Evil Dead Rise, comes out this month. I'm pretty excited about that one. I think that's going to be great.
I think I'm more excited about that damn movie than I have any movie. That is the one movie of 2023 that I've been the most excited about. So I'm hoping I haven't fucked it up for myself, or I've just set my expectations so high that but you know what, the remake, the last Evil Dead, I can't remember what year it was. What year was that one? 2003. 13. I said 3. I said 3, but it's more like 13.
I mean, it could have. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, I
That
didn't go
is
in with big expectations with that one, but it was 2013.
I didn't either. That's the crazy. Maybe that's why I liked it so much. I went in going, yeah, you can't really remake this movie, but it was so different from the originals. But I absolutely love that remake.
Mm-hmm.
And so this one, the trailer looks really great.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one that I feel like it might be I'm going to take my ass to the movie theater and actually see.
Yeah, absolutely. Same
Yeah.
here. Same here.
Yeah, so I'm pumped up
All right.
about that one. So last time we chatted, I was finishing up that night. I did finish it. People Under the Stairs. Love Wes Craven.
Sure.
So following up from that one, I was walking around the house. I don't know why. Movie quote person over here. Go home, Dr. Allen. And so I had to watch. I haven't seen it in a long time. I had to do a rewatch of The Serpent and the Rainbow.
Okay.
Another Wes Craven film. I think the movie's so underrated. God, I love this movie so much. It's so damn good. But so watch that. I watched a newer movie called Knock at the Cabin. Have you seen this one?
I did. Yeah, I watched it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't. Have you? Did we talk about this one? Or
no,
I didn't
it's
think
on my
so.
it's on my list. I watched it this last 2 weeks. M. Night Shyamalan, Knock at the Cabin.
Yeah. So thoughts?
My thoughts. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I tend to like M. Night Shyamalan stuff, though. I know a lot of people don't, but I tend to like his stuff for the most part. I mean, other than maybe like Lady in the Water or something, I usually tend to like his stuff. I mean, he doesn't get me as much, obviously, as he used to with like Sixth Sense, and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty good. Yeah,
I actually thought it was pretty good too. I wasn't sure what I was going to think about it, but I ended up really liking it. You're right. A lot of people they either really like his stuff or they really kind of don't. I do actually. The movie that he did, the movie The Visit, that's one of my favorites. I fucking love that movie because it just threw me off. I love that.
Yeah.
So I watched that one. I watched another movie called Nope.
Yep.
That's what I want to say. Nope.
What'd you think?
It was okay. It was okay. I probably wouldn't watch it again. One thing about this movie is the CGI was a little extra for me. Okay. I thought, damn, it's good, but the CGI was so much that I felt it I felt it a little cartoonish. So, and I don't know. My favorite scene of the movie, spoiler alert. So you can fast forward if you have not seen the movie, but I'm pretty sure this is on the trailer. But my favorite part of the movie is when it's hovering over the house because I'm a gore whore. Blood coming down. I was like, that was pretty badass. That was like the most badass part of the movie. But it was a little slow. I kept waiting for something really crazy big to happen. It just really didn't ever get there for me.
Okay.
So did you watch this one? When did you watch this movie?
That's been a while since I watched it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. Yeah. We probably talked about it before, but
we probably have. I mean, I like it. Yeah, I don't think it's great. I mean, it's kind of funny because the Dead Meat, I think it's the Dead Meat podcast. Those guys, they did a horror awards recently, and Nope took home like the top honors and stuff. And it is what it is. I didn't think it was that worthy. And we've got the Chainsaw Awards by Fangoria coming up soon too, and they're probably going to take that too. But I don't. I think it's a decent movie, but yeah, I didn't think it was like the best for sure.
Yeah, agreed 100%. It's one of those, to me, it's just like a Hollywood film that they did some things that are a little different and they're getting a lot of credit for it, which is okay. That's all right. But I love the character. You didn't watch Walking Dead. Did you watch Walking Dead or no?
Every episode.
Oh shit, you did? Okay, I'm thinking of somebody else. Glenn from Walking Dead. I can't even think of his name, but he was on there and I was like, oh my God, I love Glenn. That was, I remember when Glenn died on Walking Dead, I was like damn near crying, but his character was kind of goofy, but his character in this movie was just kind of goofy. Like the whole thing in
the ape.
Anything. Yes. I'm like, I kept waiting for that to have some significant meaning to it, and like why they keep showing this in the little shoe standing up. But it really, what didn't really have a shit ton to do with the movie. I mean,
It
not.
did, I mean, it didn't on a level of connecting with the plot. No, right. I mean, I'm sure there's others hidden meanings, but as far as like connecting actually to the overall arching story, no.
And I think they played those scenes like that's what you see in the very beginning, and then they did like
Right.
the memories, and it's like 10-15 minutes of it, and you're like, oh, so this has got some significant meaning. Like, what does this mean? And it's like, not shit. It don't mean nothing. It's just we're just throwing it in to kill time on the movie. So but the one thing that I love about this movie is I love the title of it, because he's sitting in the corner and he goes, nope, because that sounds like some shit I would say. Nope.
Yeah.
So about like, hey, do you want to watch Nope.
And people say that's not of planet Earth. Is that what's it, right?
Right. Yeah. So anyways, okay, so I also my niece come over one day. I don't see her that often. She come over and hung out with me one day after work, and she was like, hey, Brigitte, like, what movies you watch? You know, we talk about movies all the time, and she's like, oh my God, have you seen Cocaine Bear? And I was like, yeah, it's on the movie theater, a couple weeks ago. And she's like, I haven't seen it and I want to see it. So my niece, I don't see her that often. So I went ahead and bought the movie. And so we did a rewatch of that. I just watched it. I laughed just as much second time around as I did the first time. So there's that.
Cool.
I did a rewatch of one of my favorite movies, Suspiria.
The first one, the original? Yeah.
The original. Remake, I've seen the remake once. It was okay. I mean, not really insane, but
I like it. I don't love it.
I don't love it. Same.
I think it's good because it's totally different. Like it definitely didn't try to actually replicate the originals, which made it work, I think. Yeah,
because I think if they did try to remake and do a replica of the first one, that'd probably be a big fat failure. So
yeah. Probably.
So I watched that. Tracy had never seen it before. And I was like, how have you never seen this movie? This movie's great. And I even bought the movie when we were in Savannah, Georgia about a year ago. So I was like, man, you've got to see this. So one of the reasons that I watched it is because, we had been watching In Search of Darkness, right?
Yes.
On Shudder. I did not realize that, the set Inferno was like almost a spinoff of it. I didn't realize that. So I was like, well, I want to do a rewatch of Suspiria, and I've never seen Inferno. So that's on my list. I'm like, oh, if I'm going to do it, let me go watch Suspiria so I can kind of watch them in order. So I'm assuming you've seen Inferno.
I have. Yeah, I've seen all the main ones of his, Inferno and Tenebrae and Deep Red and all those. It's been a while since I've watched them, so I need to rewatch all those as well. But yeah, and they're all really good. But Suspiria is definitely the best.
Suspiria is definitely the best. It's so damn good. Compared to all the other Dario movies that I've seen, it's Suspiria. It's the way it's filmed. I think it's gorgeous. You have to really have, when you're so passionate about film, the way he filmed it, and even back for I don't even remember what year it was filmed, but in the 70s, it's really good. If you've never, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that most of our listeners have probably seen it, but damn, if you haven't watched it in a while, dude, it's a great rewatch. Really, really good. But yeah, so those are kind of my main ones that I've watched. So I'm kind of curious. You always have some really good ones, so I'm kind of curious to hear what you've been watching.
Well, I really haven't been watching a whole lot of horror movies, to be honest. Not really.
Are you sick? What's wrong with you? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, there really hasn't been a whole lot of stuff.
There hasn't.
New,
You're right. You're right.
And then also, my girls were on spring break, so we've been like playing video games and watching other stuff as they stay up late with me now, and so they've been on spring break. So I really watched a whole lot of stuff. I do have a few I watched. This one's more horror adjacent because it's not really horror, I would say. It's called The Boston Strangler. It's that new one that dropped on Hulu with Keira Knightley. Have you seen this?
I haven't seen it.
It's okay. I mean, it doesn't like go for like the deaths, the kills and stuff in this movie. It's more like the the journalism of finding it. So it tries to be more of like a Zodiac. Did you ever see Fincher's Zodiac?
I did a long time ago, like when it first came out, I think.
Yeah, so I really like that movie, and this one I think tries to be more like that. It doesn't really get there, but it's an okay watch. It's an okay movie, but again, not really for the hardcore horror gore hounds, because that's not really what it is. Next thing I watched was another adjacent horror thing, the new documentary on Netflix, the Waco, the American Apocalypse.
Oh, so I watched that too. I watched that too. So I've watched several things, about it over the years.
Right.
This one, I don't think I learned anything different, but
no, it was just cool to kind of see the interviews of the people, now in present day. I think that might have been the only really draw to it, to see them talking about the stuff now, and see the survivors and how some of them, sadly, I think probably wish they were in there, I mean, but that's about it. Because like you said, I watched tons of stuff about it, and so it wasn't nothing really new as far as the events.
So I'm going to ask your opinion on this, if you're willing to share, because it's the same thing that it seems like everyone has a different opinion when it comes to this thing that happened at Waco. Do you feel like they were invaded upon, and the FBI, and they were all in? What do you think really happened there? I know what I think. I know what I think. I just wanted to hear it from someone. I want to hear it from you. Someone else. I want to hear it from you. What do you think? I'm like, there's so many. I have feelings on both sides.
Okay. I mean, do I feel like they were invaded upon? Yes. Do I feel like it was warranted? Yes. Mm-hmm. I mean, Koresh, he was doing deplorable things in there. I mean, he was having sex with underage girls. I mean, come on. I mean,
I know.
Shouldn't be happening.
Watching one of the interviews, I remember I was sitting there and I was like fixing my hair and I'm listening to it, and this lady was like, well, I mean, he wasn't doing anything wrong, because a woman comes of age when she's 12 and she gets her menstrual cycle. I'm like, what I mean, you have daughters. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, I remember jumping up going, that's bullshit. But so it's one of those that it's a really sad story, and it's hard. You can't really lean either way.
Well, I mean, when he was a cult, it was a cult. He had this cult, and he had this mind control over all these people, and which is fascinating to me. But I mean, some people are very susceptible to things like that, and so I mean, it was a dangerous situation. The guns aside, I mean, the guns gave them the ammunition. The guns gave them the ammunition to invade. You know what I mean? To approach upon them. But
yeah. Who do you think started the fire? I just want to know. Who do you think
started the fire?
Yeah,
they both say it was the other side, don't they? So I don't know.
You're like, I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself.
Well, I mean, if I had to guess, I would probably think that the Davinians did, but I don't know for sure. I mean, it could go either way. Really, it could go either way.
It really, I don't know. That's the thing is, it really could go either way. And I sat and thought about it, and I was like, and I kept having all these theories in my mind. I'm like, but we'll never know. We'll never know. But I mean, it was a good documentary. It was long as shit. It was really long, but it was a good documentary. And you'd go, look at this guy. Look what he looked like then. And you fast forward all these years later, in present day. That was pretty cool though, to see something more like that. But I did watch that one too.
Okay,
that's a good one.
Cool. I did a rewatch of Disturbing Behavior. This 90s movie. Katie Holmes. I don't know if you ever saw this one.
Oh, that's actually a good movie.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not too bad. Where everybody's kind of all like mind controlled and stuff.
It's the guy in there. I can't think of his name to save my life, but I'm like, oh my god, he's so eye candy. What's his name?
Are you talking about James Marsden?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty decent. Up next was a little Shudder movie called Jack Be Nimble. came out in the early 90s. I never heard this movie before, but Jack and Dora, abandoned by their parents as babies, are desperate to find each other after years of adoption. Jack's young life has been spent with a sadistic family. Dora, whose life has been somewhat better, has developed extrasensory powers which tell her that Jack's in danger and drives her to search for him. It's a really weird movie. I mean, the trailer makes it look a little bit better than it actually is, but I mean, it's okay, but it's definitely out there. It's strange. I didn't hate it, but it's a strange one.
I'm sorry, for you to say it's strange, it must be really, really strange, because you're like me, you have a very open mind.
Well, I guess I just didn't expect it to go the way it did by the trailer. It was kind of misleading, I think, a little bit.
So is this would you recommend for me to watch this movie?
Not really. I mean, if you're bored, yeah, check it out. Or just something to go, what the fuck is going on kind of deal, maybe. But nah, I mean, I wouldn't.
Okay. Okay, enough said.
Of course, Knock at the Cabin. We talked about that one already. Up next was a little movie called Frayed. I'd never seen this one before. It came out in 2007. A small town sheriff's worst nightmare comes true when his homicidal son escapes from a psychiatric hospital. An intense manhunt ensues as the dark secret behind the son's evil past is revealed. This one was actually pretty good. I actually enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. It's a low budget movie, but it's actually done pretty well.
Okay.
I think this one is on Tubi, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it was actually pretty decent.
Okay.
Up next was a hardcore horror movie called Evil Feed.
I've not heard of this one. Oh, tell me more.
All right, this one came out in 2013. The story is directed by Kimini Ray Smith, but the story was by Ryan Nicholson. He did those movies, Gutter Balls and stuff like that. Did you ever see that movie?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
God, like
Okay.
the original Gutter Ball, the first Gutter Balls I loved. Loved.
Yeah. Well, he came up with the story for this, so just imagine, okay? It's a group of martial artists infiltrate an underground pit fighting ring where the loser is chopped up and served in a Chinese restaurant.
Okay.
This one was really good. I enjoyed this one. There's a lot of blood and gore and stuff in it. And I mean, it gets over the top at times, for sure, like crazy zany over the top, but it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. It's on Tubi as well.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, that one was pretty nice. Up next was a little movie, a rewatch of a movie called The Killing Gene.
I know this one. I know this one.
Okay, it's also called W Delta Z, but I think that was like the original title, but I think it just didn't really stick. I like this movie. It doesn't get to where it maybe needs to be, or maybe could be. They even say this on the back of the cover, so they don't make any bones about it. They try to make a movie like Seven meets Saw. And it doesn't get there. It's nowhere near as good as either one of those movies. Of course, I love Seven for sure, but it's pretty good. It's different, or it's not really different. It's just like it's trying to be just like them, but you don't see it every day. It's pretty decent. It's got Melissa George is in it, and Selma Blair, and that Stellan Skarsgård guy is in it. Oh,
there's a Skarsgård in it?
Yep.
Okay, well, that's already got to watch that one.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've seen it a couple times. I do like it, but I don't think it is. It's kind of like the Kmart version of Saw /7. And the last thing I watched was horror adjacent, again, not horror, but a thing today called Missing. Have you seen those movies? Did you see Searching? This is like a companion to Searching, and there was those other movies called Unfriended. Do you remember those movies? Did you see those movies?
Nah, it doesn't ring a bell to me.
Yeah, I don't think these are your cup of tea, really, and they're not really mine necessarily either. But after her mother goes missing, a young woman tries to find her from home using tools available to her online. I mean, the whole thing is like everything that they're showing is from screens. It's very technology heavy kind of movies. That all those that I just mentioned are kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was okay. It was an okay movie. It's really not, I guess, not really my thing necessarily, but I watched them, but I don't like love them or anything.
It's funny listening to your list of movies watched the last couple weeks, and me sitting here telling you about the movies I've watched. Man, I'm kind of disappointed so far in 2023 with movies. So if anyone out there listening has a recommendation, please, by all means, go on our Facebook page, go and comment, tell us, give us some recommendations. I'm sitting here feeling like I need to feel, something, you need that satisfaction. Like, I love extreme horror movies. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to watch something that's just gonna just make me feel whole. That sounds fucked up. I should rewind.
Well, yeah.
Rewind. I really want to watch. I've just been very disappointed in movies I've watched recently. So if anyone has recommendations on hardcore movies, anything that we've never mentioned before, please comment, let us know, give us some new recommendations, and we'll talk about it. We'll watch them, talk about them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for my list, the only thing even remotely what I would consider hardcore is definitely Evil Feed. That would be the only one.
That's right.
So we got a guess?
Yeah. So we're gonna talk to a good buddy of mine, Riff. He does amazing special effects. Yep. Really, really, really great. Wow. I mean, I've seen him do some crazy stuff, so I'm super excited to talk to him.
Well, if you don't have anything else, let's talk to him.
Okay, so tonight we have Robert Cox, also known as Riff. Riff is my special effects buddy. We've done some movies together. He does really, really great, crazy, insane special effects. What's up, Riff?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. We're
nice to meet both of you.
So excited. So excited to have you on tonight. I've seen you do some crazy shit over the years with movies and special effects. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. This is different. You're the first person we've ever had on here that's done special effects. So this is going to be pretty fun.
Oh, this is real fun. We can talk about some of the things we did to you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, God, don't give away my secrets, please. I feel like we actually spent a whole lot of time together, even though you're almost like the Oz, like you do the magic behind the scenes, behind the curtain, right?
And I'm very quiet until I'm needed.
Yeah, right. But you did all of the makeup for Deadlines, the last movie and the movie All That Ends, which it hasn't come out yet. But man, I'm pretty sure at one point you had me holstered to a damn tree. Oh, that was your truck that pulled me up. Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah, we had got you that harness, and then we had to hoist in the tree, and then we had to pull you up slowly, which I was the driver of the truck because I wouldn't trust anybody else with you. So
I remember that night. I remember looking around. I was like, I want to know what man here thinks he's going to be strong enough to pull my ass up a tree. And the director's like, nobody. The truck's gonna pull you up. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be bad.
Chevy Silverado.
Yeah. Hey, your poor Chevy. One thing that I do remember is I remember sitting in your truck for about 6 hours during a scene, probably the bloodiest scene that was in your entire truck. Was like an inch of a pool of blood, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's about right.
Oh, yeah.
I remember sitting in this blood for like 6 hours going, oh my God, this is the craziest thing. Just some of the things you've done for movies is just crazy. But I want to back up just a little bit. How did you get started in special effects?
I actually started out because I was poor when I was younger. I was raised in the projects up until I was about 10.
Yeah.
And I felt bad to ask my parents to get me a costume for Halloween. So one year I remember the first costume I ever made was I got a hold of a jacket, like a blazer, dress up jacket that was torn up a little bit. So I ripped a pair of jeans that no longer fit me well, because I would not rip up a good pair of jeans. And then I rolled around outside and I grabbed soot. And the soot I grabbed was ash out of my dad's tobacco pipe.
Oh, wow.
And used that on my face and stuff. And I was a hobo.
Damn, that's pretty creative, though, for real.
And mind you, I was 7 when I did this. And then I slowly each year I kind of liked making my own costume after that. And then I slowly kept on doing it. And then after we got better on our feet when we moved to Florida, I still continued to do it, but my parents actually helped me get the stuff a little bit more. And they added real fake blood and all the makeup from the store for Halloween, start playing around with latex, and found out the very hard way, not to put latex on any hair.
Oh, man.
I covered my arms in latex, my forearms, because I wanted to be a zombie for Halloween. Yeah, the cleanup was very harsh, and I learned my lesson at 13 never to do that again. But that's how it generated from being poor, really, and then it escalated into people wanting me to do their stuff. And I kept on doing it into my late teens, early 20s, when I was asked to start working at the local theaters and haunts. After I moved from there, I moved up to Tennessee, where I thought I wouldn't do haunts anymore. And then my wife found an ad for a movie, and that's where it kind of escalated further. But that's how I got started.
Okay. And the movie was a zombie movie, right? Was it Dead Start? Dead Start?
That was Dead Start, yes.
Dead Start's the Flicker and Candle Productions movie, and I remember it was like a big deal. It was like in the newspaper, where there was just so many. How many zombies were in that movie?
No, one weekend we had 550.
550
just in one
zombies. Holy shit! So, who did all the makeup for all the zombies? I mean, obviously you did a lot of them, but I mean, were people doing their own? Like 550 zombies is a lot.
We had a lot of people show up with very unique costumes and stuff. And of course, because you want continuity, you got to like move people around where maybe they wouldn't get caught by the camera as much. So you kind of work it out when they're further in the back, because it was like hordes of zombies at certain point. Basically, they just couldn't look like they're bright and shiny, and they just needed to be dolled up a little bit. But then you had the ones that were featured ones that you had to add all the detail to. So 550 zombies, 12 people, and it took us 5 hours.
Oh,
yeah, that's
wow. Good. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So some of the things I've seen you do is crazy. I remember I've seen you take like shit from a hardware store and legitimately make guts and just gross hearts and brains and all these crazy things, and it just amazes me because I'm just not that damn artistic, and absolutely I love it. I'm obsessed with it. And then I met your daughter on set that first year. You said that was the first year that she's like, this is the first time I've ever been allowed, and she was like your little assistant. I loved it. She was so mature, running around like making guts and blood, and I was like, you looks like you've done this before, and she's like, I've done this quite a few times, and she was so passionate about it and so fun. I loved it. It was really, really fun.
And she was in that Dead Start movie at 2, so she was one of the little zombies. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
yeah.
I need to go back and rewatch it. Have you seen the movie, Mike? Dead Start?
No, I haven't.
No? Okay. All right. So maybe that might be a movie for everybody to check out. Dead Start. It's filmed in Nashville, locally filmed. Right. But no, that's awesome. So she's been around for a while. I have to ask a question. I have a question for you, Riff. So I've seen you do so many damn cool things, right? What do you think, like, your favorite? Is there anything that you've done where you're like, you sat back and you're like, hell yeah, I did that right there? Is there any particular piece that you're really proud of?
I think this last movie, because we were actually given a little bit more of a budget, and mind you, you said going to Lowe's and places like that. That's that like mindset of me being poor still, finding a solution to do it cheaper, because special effects are expensive. So yeah, with this next movie, I mean, there's scenes where we got a body literally ripped in half, and one part where the guy was thrown against a telephone pole, his head exploded when it hit that. But from there down, there's just a torso with a bunch of guts hanging out. And then across the street, you can see his legs, and they're propped up, and guts are hanging out of it. And then the scene with Karen, oh, I can't remember her name, but we had her laying in the road with the lower part of her body ripped off, and it actually got me in trouble on social media because they thought it was real.
Oh, no shit. Wow, that's great. Yeah. You're like, kudos to me. Yeah. That's great.
Like,
so when you're saying
there's a hole there.
When you're saying the next movie, like, I know what you're talking about, but for anyone out there listening, so the next movie, the movie he's talking about is called All That Ends. It's a movie we filmed summer before last. This is my first lead role, so I'm pretty excited about that one to come out. But yeah, special effects were amazing. And I wasn't even there. There's so many kill scenes in this movie. And even me having a lead role, I wasn't always there because I don't even know how many people were in the movie, but it's going to be really good. I'm super excited about it. But that's pretty good, though. Somebody thought that you got in trouble on social media. That is classic.
Yeah. TikTok took my whole account down because of graphic content. Mm-hmm. And then actually the other one, Clapper, got me for like gore and violence.
Wow.
Wow, so, that is crazy. Yeah.
Well, Riff, I got a question for you. Now,
yes, sir.
I don't think I need to ask you if you prefer practical effects over CGI. But I do want to ask, where do you think it's going to go in the future with practical effects now that CGI is becoming more commonplace? Obviously, Hollywood does it more and more all the time. I think, sooner or later, independent films are going to be able to do them a little bit more than they are now. What do you think the future of practical effects are going?
Unfortunately, I think people are relying on CGI a little bit too much, where just holding that tissue and the guts and the body, and that is so much more detail than you'll ever get off of CGI.
Right.
You'll always see, no matter how good it is, I can see when something is too perfect to be real.
Uh-huh.
Right. It just doesn't shine right. It doesn't get the shadows right. I can see that. Yeah. I think there's a perfect world out there where their CGI and practical effects will marry, and I think they'll stop and coexist at that level. And of course, that's until the next technology comes out, of course. Yeah. But I think there's always a role for practical effects out there, because a lot of times it will be cheaper than the CGI.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's funny you say that, because there's a movie that I watched earlier this week. It's a new movie that just came out, and the CGI was so much that damn near looked kind of cartoonish to me. Mm-hmm. And I didn't like that at all. It almost kind of took it away. It took a lot of it away from me. And I'm like, oh my God, it looks it looks so fake to me. And I'm like, I think you're right. I think they should really should have a good mix between the two. When you say you marry them together, I think there really should be a good mix. Mm-hmm. As you can't almost think, like, even, and I'm a huge fan of the movies It, and as I love Killer Clowns, but especially in part two, even part two, I was like, Pennywise was kind of looking a little cartoonish there in some parts. It was really great. Don't get me wrong. Love the movie, but sometimes I forget how much I appreciate, like, the real special effects, you can forget that sometimes with mainstream Hollywood. But I have a question for you I've never asked you before. So our podcast is Hardcore Horror. We talk a lot about movies on here. I have a question for you. What is your favorite horror movie?
Oh, I love The Conjuring, man. I love it. I mean, I'm old school when it comes to Freddy, Jason, and all that, but just the feeling I got from that, The Conjuring, and too Insidious.
Yeah.
Love those.
Hell yeah, those are good.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. but I really like Terrifier too.
Well, there's nothing weird. There's nothing weird about that at all because we love it.
There's just some weird. No, there's a lot of strange in that movie until the kills, and then it's just But yeah, Terrifier.
Terrifier's good. You like the first one or second one better?
I like the first one, and you know what stinks is I actually got to see the scenes of a lot of that before I actually saw it. So I knew the guy that was playing. I mean, his character, his like real character, his life. I mean, how he was funny and being a goofball on set and stuff.
Oh, you're talking about
and
David Howard Thornton, right?
It almost ruined it for me. But I just kind of, because I'm so used to being behind the scenes anyway, it brought me at a different perspective of that movie too.
Mm-hmm.
Because we get to see
what a good actor he is. Probably, I'm sure.
Oh my God, yeah, because you got to see Night and Day really, really quick with him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you ever, I've never, I've talked to him on Skype like one time, but he does all these voices and he's done a lot of like goofy. He's done some goofy ass roles and things. So for you to see him put on this like this killer clown costume, and it's almost like that's a sign of a very, very good actor when he really went into character, and you're like, holy shit, you're kind of blown away. But I could see that. I didn't meet him or talk to him before I watched Terrifier. It was after, but I was like, oh wow, he's actually a really, really goofy, funny kind of guy, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Totally. And you've also done some wrestling, is that right? Oh yes, I watched you in a wrestling match not too long ago.
Yeah, my last match was in November, actually.
Yeah, so I was like, it wasn't that long ago. Are you retired from wrestling?
I am at a point where if I even about doing it, either my wife would kill me, or I'd have to get in a better shape. So I didn't like hurt too much a couple days later. I hurt the next day because I pulled a muscle because George hurt himself. Yeah. But I had fun. I mean, he's the one that wore that garbage can more than I did.
That's so funny. Y'all are crazy. That is so awesome. That is so funny. That's what I thought. I thought you, crowd. Yeah, you are. You really are. That was crazy for me to see, because I always see you like behind the scenes, you know, and so for me to see you on stage or, you know, in the ring and like putting on a show, I was like, oh my God, look at you. You like kind of do it all there. That's pretty awesome. Wrestling's kind of like acting, you know, get up there and have a good time and put on a show for your audience. I love it. It's really good.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I mean, they didn't know who George was, but to get heat enough where they're cheering George, I mean, that took a little bit. So I was happy that he was able to get that pop for him.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I look like you had a lot of fun. Might have been a little. I can't imagine if I got up in a damn ring and tried to fight somebody. I'd be like, "Oh my God, my fucking back, my knees,
well,
my leg."
We practiced the match. We did. We practiced the match, but we didn't practice getting into the ring.
Oh,
that's all I got to say.
Oh, okay. No, that's
because of poor little George. He fell off the stairs before he got in the ring.
Oh shit. That's so crazy. That is so funny. George Dimmick. He's talking about George Dimmick, everyone. Right. So wrestling, what about, do you have any upcoming projects that you're working on?
Actually, to tell you the truth, yeah, there's a that I just got the script for that George Dimmick is putting out. It's supposed to be a precursor, like after Deadlines. The main character of that is like in a different like mindset and stuff. So it's a part 2 basically of that, but not really a part 2. And it's right. A little crazy.
Right. It's a little crazy. So, okay.
Right. There's a lot of stuff going on that it's still being worked out. So yeah, we still haven't talked about practical effects and everything, but I do know that I know certain people that are going to be in the movie. So
Okay. All right. Cool.
certain people that haven't died in deadlines.
That's you're probably talking about me. So I'm not 100% that I'm gonna actually do this one. I have so many projects coming up. And we talked to you a little bit about, Mike and I have a project coming up together, and I have someone else come to me and was like, listens to the podcast and kind of wrote this script and was like, hey, it kind of based this character off of this certain podcast I listened to. So that was such an honor to me. And his name is Michael Tanner Flynn, if you know who that is.
I do.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought, yeah. So he's really, really cool. So I've committed to a couple projects. So I haven't 100% committed to the new Deadlines movie because I can only do so much. But gosh, you guys are always so great to work with, and your work. I'm a huge fan of your work. I'm gonna put out some pictures on social media after this.
We killed him.
Who is it?
That's a Mike Snack because we killed him off.
He killed him off. He's like, he killed him off. He's like, I'm gonna do my own thing. So because I did. That was fun. That was fun. I was the only person. Oh wait, I shouldn't give that shit away. I was like, I was the only person that lived in Deadlines, but hey, that's a spoiler alert. Shh. Are we doing quotes tonight, Mike?
We got some quotes. You want to set that up?
So Riff, let me tell you, I am a movie quote person. I'm always walking around quoting movie quotes. It's my thing. So Mike and I come up with this little game where he's going to rattle off some movie quotes, and you and I, we're going to do it together, and we have to guess what movie it's from. It can be a little tough. Like at first I was like, I got this. This is good. I am so good. And I was like, holy crap, it's a little bit harder than what I thought. So, but we'll do it together. And are you down? You wanna play the game?
Oh, I'm down. I mean, I like being tricked up. So I mean, it'd be great.
Awesome. Let's do this.
I mean, it's like I know horror movies, and like, well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know you know horror movies. I know you do. So I'm like, I'm actually might be a little bit nervous playing against you. So
all right. Well, we got 5 of these, and here comes number 1.
Okay. Get
back in the goddamn ground, you unorganized grab-assed gob of teleplasmic shit.
Night of the Living Dead.
Nope.
Okay, damn it. I was really just going for that one.
Let me say it again.
I was thinking more Tremors.
Okay. Now, get back into the goddamn ground, you unorganized gob of teleplasmic shit.
I can see why he would think it would be Tremors, though. I can see why he would think that.
But the unorganized is not Tremors, though, because it means like something that's not really collected together. So right. Blobbish or something like that.
It's from the 90s.
Okay, that's all right. Okay, that's a good hint. Okay.
It's from a guy who went on to be a very big time director, I would say.
A very big what?
Very big time director, the guy who made this one.
Okay, so he must have not been that big then.
He was working his way up. You
said, get back in the goddamn ground. And then I missed it after that. Like, that's when it got blah, 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 blah. One more time.
Get back in the goddamn ground, you unorganized grab-astic gob of teleplasmic shit. Teleplasmic being teleplasmic. That should tell us everything we need to know. Well, I won't tell you everything, but I'll give you a clue.
Okay. Shit, I don't know this one. Okay. I might need another clue. You want a clue, Riff?
Yeah, because I'm stuck on like like some type of blob or something like
Mhm.
that.
I
So.
am too.
But-
I am
but it's-
too. I was
but
even
it's
thinking
not-
like I was even thinking Slither for a minute, but I think that was like in the 2000s.
No.
I feel like
Right.
Yeah.
It's not blob. It's gob. G-O-B.
No.
Gob. Not blob.
but he's still thinking blob in his head.
He's still thinking blob in his head.
Yeah.
All right. So
No.
think a movie with the same things as a certain movie that has three guys who you gonna call?
Oh, Ghostbusters.
Right. All right. So think it's kind of a more horror-ish, I guess. Still a comedy. It's still more of a light horror comedy.
Like Frighteners, or that's not.
There you go.
Is that
Frighteners.
it? Is that
That's
it? Frighteners? Was that Michael J. Fox?
Yep.
It's Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. Okay. God, I haven't seen that
Man,
probably
I'm just
since
thinking
the
of those two
90s.
freaking ghosts, man.
Right. Right. The guy
I
who
love
says
that movie.
yes. The guy who says that is the sergeant, the one with the guns, the drill sergeant,
Yeah.
It was funny is I don't even remember that quote from that movie. I probably haven't seen that from the 90s, but I love it when we do the quotes because sometimes it makes me want to go back and do a rewatch of things. But the only reason that I guess that is because of you said Ghostbusters, think of that. That's the only reason I got that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Number 2. Here we go. Ready?
Ready.
This is a conversation, so listen. You have a rubber? Have I got a rubber? Look at me. I'm all rubber. That's right. Wait, I thought you were plastic.
First thing that comes to my head is like candy serum. I knew you'd love it. It's the first thing I thought, of course.
That's what? No, that's not candy. It's not candy serum.
Candy serum. That's faux pas films. First thing I thought was a dildo.
God, yeah.
I should trip you up one time. Put one of my movies in here. Yeah,
you should. You should.
No, this is
You're definitely gonna do that.
this is another horror comedy from the 90s.
Okay.
But it's just a quick little line in the movie. But think about what would be rubber or plastic. Have you got a rubber? Have I got a rubber? Look at me. I'm all rubber.
I've heard this before. I know I have.
I'm sure you have. That's right. Well, I thought you were plastic. What would be plastic? Or rubber?
It has to be the villain in the movie, right?
It has to be the villain. It is a franchise.
Okay. Come on, Riff, help me out here.
I am like in depth thinking here too, and I'm trying to run lines in my head at the same time. I think that's my problem too, is I'm overthinking.
Let's see.
Had a bunch of movies. Had a remake.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
No.
Sorry. Fine. I didn't really think that was it. I was just throwing that shit out there to have something.
I'm thinking of Freddie saying that line. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It sounded like something crazy he would say, right? Right? I'm just saying, because he's, the little, he rattles off some funny shit, but, but that's not it. 90s franchise. They had a remake.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a rubber? No, I made a rubber. Or no, he's made of plastic.
No, he said, look at me, I'm all rubber. And then the person talking says, oh, wait, I thought you were plastic.
Okay. I'm just going to ask, can you do, so I do a lot by dates. So is it like early 90s or later 90s?
Later 90s.
Later 90s. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mike will throw you some curveball every time.
Fourth or fifth.
I like it though.
Fourth or fifth
Gets you to
film in the
think.
franchise.
The only other thing that I could think of that would be like rubber, or I thought your plastic would be like child's play. No, is that right? No, that's not it.
I was thinking
Is that
Chucky,
close?
but
That's what I was thinking of. I was like, I remember that sounds like something that Chucky would say, but
Which Chucky is it?
oh, is it? Is that it?
Bride of Chucky.
There you go. Bride of Chucky.
Bride of Chucky. That's a good one. I should know. I got like the pillowcases on my damn bed. That's funny. I can't believe that's the only thing I could think of. I was like,
oh, you're too. Yeah,
No,
you're too
I
busy
thought-
looking at the striper side of the bed.
looking at the what? The what?
The striper side of the bed.
The striper side of the bed. Oh, because I got the striper room. Oh, got the striper room. Oh no, I have the horror room and he has the striper room. Okay. I'm like, it's funny. You go over here and it's like yellow and striper, and you go over here and it's like blood splatter, monsters, villains, crazy, gory. That's my sanctuary. I'm just saying.
All right, guys, here we go. Number 3.
Number
Ready?
3. Ready.
This is another heavy dialogue. Listen to everything. All right, ready? Fire's got the temperature up all over the camp. Won't last long, though. Neither will we. How will we make it? Maybe we shouldn't. If you're worried about me, well, if we got any surprises for each other, I don't think we're in much shape to do anything about it. Well, what do we do? Well, why don't we just wait here for a while, see what happens? There you go.
That was a dialogue there.
I know. I was like, damn, that was the whole thing. Okay. And a question. Was there a remake of this movie?
Yep.
Is it The Hills Have Eyes?
Well, I guess technically a remake.
Oh shit. Okay, so it's not The Hills Have Eyes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I need you to read it off like one more time.
Sure. Fire's got the temperature up all over the camp. Won't last long, though. Neither will we. How will we make it? Well, maybe we shouldn't. If you're worried about me, well, if we got any surprises for each other, I don't think we're in much shape to do anything about it. Why don't we just wait here for a while, see what happens? This is 80s.
Oh, 80s. Okay, that's always good. I always like it when you kind of give me like The Thing.
The Thing. That's it.
Is that it?
That's it.
I cannot believe I got that.
Was sick. I didn't have that at all.
Okay, here I'll tell you another thing is that you do special effects, and I will tell you the practical effects on The Thing is one of my. I love the practical effects in that movie. So I was kind of thinking, that's what I was thinking. Mike is probably gonna pick some like movies with some awesome practical effects in it. So that's kind of what I thought that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You can tell he's dug around a little bit for this. So
he does it. I've picked up on that. I'm like, hey, we're talking. So kind of keep that in mind for this next question. Keep it in mind that. Oh wait. Oh, there you go.
It won't be for all.
You see, there's a little bit more of the comedic horror going on here so far. You see that, right?
Yes, I do.
Well, I don't know. The Thing's not very comedic, but okay. Number 4. Ready?
Yep.
When someone dies in the grip of a powerful rage, a curse is born. The curse gathers in that place of death. Those who encounter it will be consumed by its fury.
I don't even know this one. Okay. One more time. Read it one more time.
When someone dies in the grip of a powerful rage, a curse is born. The curse gathers in that place of death. Those who encounter it will be consumed by its fury. Okay. Can I have like a time frame? Do you want a time frame, Riff? Does that help you? Time frames help me a lot. Like,
they do?
Yeah, like when he said 80s, I was like, that knocks out a shit ton of movies. It narrows it
does
down
real quick.
Somewhat, a little bit. It helps.
It's in the early 2000s.
Okay. What'd you say? When someone dies, a curse.
When someone dies at the grip of a powerful rage, a curse is born.
Oh.
Is it The Ring?
No. But you're warm.
No.
No, but you're warm.
Is it okay? He is warm. No, he is warm. It's a Japanese movie.
Could be.
Is it The Grudge?
There you go. It's The Grudge.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
like, you said when you said The Ring, it's like it kind of. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, something's going off here. Good job, Riff. That was a hard one.
The older ones they play it over and over again, so you hear it a lot through being just used in reference. Where the newer ones, you hear it a couple times and that's it. So the more it's been out, the more you hear about it. Especially if it's like a good B movie, you'll hear a lot of crap about them.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah. All right, guys, here's the last one. Number 5.
Number 5.
There are worse things out tonight than vampires. Like what? Like me.
Ooh.
That's it.
Ooh, it must be a clown because clowns are scarier than vampires. I'm just kidding. This one doesn't ring a bell to me like off the top of my head. You said there are worse things out tonight other than vampires like me. Or close. I was close.
There are worse things. Yeah, you're close. There are worse things out tonight than vampires. Like what? Like me.
Okay. Okay, time frame.
Late 90s.
Oh, okay. Dang. I can't. Is it okay? So late not all right. So all right, late 90s. All right, let's think about this. Late 90s. Obviously, there's vampires in the movie. Obviously, but there's also other villains or something. Is it like? Is this like a? Is it about vampire killers? Maybe is it something to do with killing vampires? I feel like I'm on a track, but I haven't seen this in so long. I can't even think of I can't even think of the damn name of the movie. It was Wesley Snipes. What's the name of the movie? Is it a Wesley Snipes movie?
Blade.
Is it Blade? Is it Blade?
Yep.
I couldn't even think of the damn movie. I couldn't think of the movie, but is that
you
one
said
of Wesley
Snipes and that triggered
you
me
were
right
like,
there,
I got it.
I knew the line. I know the line.
Okay, I was like, that's
figure
what I was thinking. I cannot believe I got that. Wesley Snipes. And that was Wesley Snipes' quote, too, in the movie. Yeah.
It was. Cool. Yeah.
Cool. That was good. I couldn't even think of the damn movie. So kudos to you on that one, Riff. That was teamwork right there.
It was teamwork. I'll say, I mean, without you saying Wesley Snipes, because it was there, I just couldn't get any. I just needed a little more.
It was funny because I couldn't think of the damn name of the movie. That's what's bad. But look, I got the actor's name, so that was good. Oh, those were hard,
This is
Mike.
the thing
was good.
about that movie, right? That movie, me and my wife used to go to bed to it at night when we lost cable for a while. So we just played the CD and went to sleep with it. So, I mean, like, I know that movie.
That is so funny. You're like, let's just put it on Blade and put it on repeat. Did you give you nightmares or anything? Man, did it give you nightmares or anything?
No, my kid goes to bed to Chucky.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Your family is so fun. My birthday, they were filming it at Riff's house on my birthday year before last, and I went there. Your wife made me this freaking amazing bloody cake. It was so fun. Everything was horror themed. It was just like, y'all are just so cool and down to earth. I love it. It's you don't meet a lot of people like that. A lot of people think I'm strange for that. I'm like, I mean, I'm strange. Y'all are strange. What are you talking about? But no, you guys are so cool. It was really, really fun. Really fun. But I could see you go watching Blade every night before bed. That's funny. That's good.
I still think about your slip and slide though.
Oh my God. Yes. Thank you for saying that. I almost mentioned that earlier. So, Mike, I have this thing I've always wanted to do. Always wanted to do. And I kind of randomly mentioned it to Riff a couple years ago. I thought it would be fun. My birthday's in June, in the middle of summer, or at the beginning of summer. I thought it would be fun to get a slip and slide, but instead of doing water, use fake blood.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got a half-acre backyard. Like, I could do it. And I said something rough about it. And he just took my little thing and he goes, oh, well, let me tell you how you can pull this off. And he's just telling me all these things. And so I've kind of I was like, we could do that. We could do it. And it would be so fun. Wouldn't it be fun? Mike, would you get on a bloody slip and slide?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. That's fine.
He's like, sure. That sounds like a great
The best
time.
thing is I actually did that talk to text to you, so it's actually in detail in your messages still.
I know. It's still in there. It's still in there. I think I went back. I was like, I could probably pull that shit off. I could pull it off. That would be like the best. That would be the best birthday ever. I don't know. I just thought it would be, I just have these crazy ideas sometimes. And it's something I've always wanted to do is a bloody slip and slide.
Nice.
I would totally do it too. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah. Yes, that's awesome. Thank you for mentioning that. But so we're we have to kind of get wrapped up a little bit. So
You're good.
So tell us, so you're out there on social media, and I know a lot of people want to check out a lot of the things that you do. So where can everyone find you out on social media?
Well, my IMDb is being fixed right now. It should be up by the end of next week. And I'm actually on a platform called Clapper, and I'm verified over there. I'm on TikTok with a secondary account, and I do have a Facebook account too.
Okay, so Clapper's like a really up and coming thing. I know you were always doing those Clapper videos, and like the likes and the views were insane when we were filming. What's your name out there on Clapper?
Oh, it's SFX Robert.
SFX Robert. Okay. And if we find you on TikTok, what's your name on there?
It's the same name.
SFX Robert. Are you easy enough? And you're on Facebook, Instagram.
And those boring Robert Cox.
Boring Robert Cox. No, it's all good. But no, you still post a lot of your stuff. I'll post a lot of I've got some really cool pictures of some things you've done. So I'll definitely share those when we put the pod out. Yeah, it'll be awesome. Awesome. So well, man, we really appreciate you coming on here and talking to us. It's been super fun. I love it. I love what you do. Not a lot of people can pull off what you do, and we appreciate you. Everybody in the horror industry appreciates what you do,
Well, I thank you very much for having me, and thank you for your kind words.
All right. Awesome, man. It was good talking to you, and I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Oh, awesome. Always great to talk to you. And hey, I mean, it was great being on your show. Mick, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Hey, we'll see you guys. Thank you.
Bye, Riff.
Bye.
Okay. Riff, huh? Robert Cox.
Yeah. Robert, he's
special effects guy, huh?
He is so gnarly. Love him. And he's so damn dedicated to what he does. I mean, like, who else is gonna allow someone to film a movie and fill his damn Chevrolet up with inches of fake blood, right?
Yeah. Well, it sounds like he's dedicated, but for me, I've had a lot of bad experiences with special effects people.
No shit.
Yeah, I actually have. So I've had people who wouldn't show up at all, just didn't show up. I had people who would like overprice stuff because usually sometimes you'll talk to special effects people and you ask them like what you tell them what you want and you ask them what they need and they give you like this list sometimes. And I've had people like try to, because typically they keep whatever they don't use, on the set.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had people like try to like get this like crazy expensive stuff, and I go, well, what if we get this instead? And they go, and then they disappear. I had a guy who told me cheap things that he could do. He could make something with. I bought him the cheap things. He disappeared. So I've had a few setbacks here with some special effects people, but he sounds like he's very dedicated. So that's awesome.
He is very dedicated. I can't. God, he was always one of the first people on set. So he's very, very dedicated to what he does. It's funny, I didn't mention this, but it cracks me up. The first time that I ever met him was my very first time ever on a movie set, ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was getting my makeup. He was actually training. He was kind of mentoring someone else how to do makeup. So the other person kind of started my makeup, right? And I'd never met Riff before, and the guy's over here and he's doing my stuff, and the guy doing my stuff, I'm not gonna mention his name, but he looks over at Riff and he goes, "How does she look?" And he goes, "She looks like shit." And I turned my head and I was like, "No, I fucking don't. I look fucking good." And he started we just laughed so hard. Like, he just has a good sense of humor. He's really fun. And he would always get my back. God, I would sit there for so damn long. I'd be like, "Is it my turn to get my makeup yet?" And he always had such a good sense of humor. And I remember one time my fangs come out on set, and I was like, "I'm not putting that shit back in my mouth. That is so nasty." It was on this gross floor. And he goes, "I got you right here." And he took them and boiled them for me and like put them back on me. And he was just right on top of it. And you can tell that, what we do, we make low budget films. We love low budget films. There's not a lot of money involved, but you can tell when someone's really passionate about what they do. And he's very passionate about what he does. And I love that. I love it.
Awesome. Yeah. Sounds good. All right. Well, you got anything else?
Man, I don't have anything else for you tonight.
All right. Well, I guess until next time, you're going to need to stay hard.
Stay hardcore. And don't forget, come and see me at Full Moon Tattoo and Horror Festival. And don't forget,
whisper.
Hardcore horror. Mike and Brigitte. Oh, that sounds kind of creepy. It sounds like a porno. Oh, wait. Maybe don't whisper it. No, for real. Come out and see me. I'd love to meet you guys in person. And yeah, come out and see us. You don't have to whisper, but please mention Hardcore Horror with Mike and Brigitte. I might have something special for you. Don't forget to check us out. Facebook, on all the things, Spotify, all the things. We're out there.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Until next time.
Hardcore.
Later.
Wow. It's hardcore.
Nothing harder.
Hardcore Horror with Mike and Brigitte is a part of the Tennessee Horror Podcast Network.